Sripada Srivallabha, Chapter 7, Part 4, 5 and 6. Part 4, The Assurance of Sripads to his devotees. As far as my matter was concerned, you could not give me even the cheap totakura. If you offered me meals, you could have earned merit equivalent to feeding 100,000 Brahmins. You lost that great opportunity. You should consult the scriptures when a debate arises as to what is right and what is wrong. However, when a doubt arises whether the injunctions of the scriptures are to be implemented or not, the decision of pure-hearted pupil is to be regarded as an injunction of the scriptures. Whatever they say is Vedic truth, and their word is acceptable to the tenets of righteousness. Even if they want to pronounce an unrighteous decree, the goddess of justice would not allow them to digress into an evil path and compel them to deliver a correct judgment. Scriptures say that it is sin to harm others. However, that battle that was fought in the presence of Lord Sri Krishna became known as a righteous battle. And the place where the battle between Kauravas and Pandavas took place had become known as Dharma Kshetra. The scriptures say that a religious ritual gives merit. However, when the Supreme Lord Shiva was not invited, the ritual performed by Daksha ultimately led to a big war. The head of Daksha got cut, and the head of a goat was fixed for him. When there is aggravation of bile, a physician would treat the patient with lemon and usiri. When a part of the body becomes gangrenous, a physician would have to cut out that part. I am also the same. Not only gods but devils are also within me. I behave like a lunatic, a ghost, and also as a devil. Nevertheless, love towards all living beings would be overflowing within me. My conduct would be in tune with your nature, the good and bad results of your actions. I will not leave the hands of devotees who render total surrender to me. I will drag my devotees residing in distant lands even forcibly to my residence. You should not discuss the origin of sages and rivers. Has not the supreme power taken birth as Kanyaka Parmeshwari in the Vaishya caste? There are accomplished siddhas in Vaishya sages not only for Brahmin, Kshatriya and Vaishya castes, but low caste Shudras also are eligible for Vedic Upnayam. If they observe spiritual discipline and regulations, the third eye should open up on the performance of Upnayam. The inner consciousness should get purified and the mind should concentrate on the knowledge of the Supreme. Your mind is completely absorbed in the knowledge of vegetables. Do you think that Brahmin is a commodity to be procured in the market? A Brahmin in this life may be born as a Pariya in the next birth, and a Pariya in this birth may be born as a Brahmin in the next birth. Please note that the Supreme Brahmin transcends time and space, caste and religion. God likes inner feelings and not external appearances. God works according to your feeling. When matters relating to the knowledge of Brahmin come up, I am a Brahmin when holding court, inquiring about the welfare of devotees and granting them favors. I am a Kshatriya. For every living being, a wage would be fixed according to his actions of virtue or sin. The wages of every person are with me when I weigh and measure for calculating what is due to every individual. I am a Vaishya. As I serve people by attracting onto my body the troubles and pains of my devotees, I am a Shudra. When I wash out the sins of living creatures, I am a washerman. When I burn the dead ashes and grant them noble births, I am a keeper of burial ground. Now decide and tell me to which caste I belong. Question: Sripada, excuse me, I am an ignorant one. You are Lord Datta himself. You are the sole refuge for all living creatures. You kindly explain to me how creation is formed. Chapter 5, the description of several worlds. Reply, Grandpapa, there are 88,000 sages in heaven who are householders. They have the potential to take rebirth. They stand as seeds for propagating dharma again. From the undefinable power of the universe soul, a small fragment took the shape of Brahma for the creation of the universe. Water that came out gradually from Paramatma spread out everywhere. From the vigor of the super soul, many crores of golden eggs were formed. This Brahmandam in which we are living is one among them. When the inside of the egg was filled with gloom, the brilliance of Parameshwara was personified and he became known with the name Aniruddha as he illuminated the egg with its magnificent luster. He was termed as Hiranya Garbha, Surya, Savita and Paramjyoti and many other names in the Vedas. Sage Bharadwaja conducted the sacrifice of Savitra Kataka Chayanam during Trita Yuga in Pitikapuram. Savitra Kataka Chayam was addressed to the great splendor of Dattatreya that envelops many millions of universe in Satyaloka. There is an important place called Dinamriya Sthan. In 3 tier steps, deities of means called Vasus, Rudras and Aditya reside. They act as the guardians of Nirmaya Sthan. The Karma Brahma Loka is the residential place of the 4-faced Brahma. Srirangam, which is famously known as the Vidya Santanama and the Mula Prakriti Sthanam, is above it. Above that, Mahakailash is there and the Karna Vaikuntha is above that, known as Purnapuram. It is a place of Vidyadhara Sthan in Satyaloka. Siddhas reside in Anjanavati Putra of Tapoloka, Sankar, Sanandana and other sages live in Ambavatipura of Janaloka. Siddha and other sages live in Jyotishamatipuram of Maharloka. Indra and other deities reside in Amravatipuram of Svargaloka called as Suvavarloka. The celestial architect Vishwakarma lives in Radhantarapuram of Bhuvarloka, which houses stars and planets of the globe. Grandpapa, there are 2 divisions in Bhuloka. The divisions inhabited by humans is called Bhugola. There is another one known as Mahabhumi. Mahabhumi is situated at the south of Bhugola at a distance of 5 crore Brahmananda Yojanas. Martyaloka means Bhuloka and Bhuvar Loka. This includes Mahabhumi also. Patalam means Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Rasthala, Talatala, Mahatala, Patala roughly. These are called Swarga Martya Patla. Mahabhumi is situated below the earth in where we live. It is in the form of a rising circular ground in the middle. Therefore, the illumination from the sun and the moon constantly light the surface of Mahabhumi. As there is always light, there is no determination of time. On the great earth, 7 seas and 7 islands exist. Jambu Dvapa is situated here only. In the beginning of creation, everything was injected with water. As Prajapati did penance from commencing creation, a lotus leaf appeared on the water at that time. Prajapati assumed the form of a wild boar and took a deep near the lotus leaf and reached the Mahabhumi. From that Mahabhumi, he dug with its sharp tusks and separated some mud and brought that wet mud to the surface of the water. That mud was placed in the lotus leaf. Then it was named as Prithvi. Grandpapa, this is called earth. The earth is at a distance of 5 crore Brahmananda Yojanas from Mahabhumi. Mahabhumi was an extent of 50 crore Yojanas. Jambudvipa, which is in Mahabhumi, has 9 continents in it. Deities reside in Devakhanda. In Garbhasthya Khanda reside spirits. In Bharata Khanda reside human beings. In Saraka Khanda dwell Siddhas. In Gandharva Khanda dwell Gandharvas. In Purushakhanda dwell Kinnaras. Demons live in Tamrakhanda. Yakshas live in Serukhanda and Panagas live in Hindukhanda. Southwards to Jambudvipa of Mahabhumi in Bharatpur of Bharat continent. Vevaswata Manu holds court along with sages of the earth and humans. Just as exists on earth, Jambudvipa exists in Mahabhumi, another Jambudvipa. Even before I incarnated in Sri Pitikapuram, this incarnation of Sripada Srivallabha arrived on the Mahabhumi 100 years in advance. The Jambudvipa and Mahabhumi is spread over an extent of 100,000 Brahmanda Yojanas. Vevaswata Manu dwells in the Bharata subcontinent of Jambudvipa. Celestials reside in other continents. In Jambudvipa of Mahabhumi, cold and heat would be moderate and pleasant. Mild rays of the sun spread at all times and there is no difference between day and night. Jambudvipa in Mahabhumi spreads over 100,000 yojanas. The details of the extent of various seas and mountains etc. are as below. Ocean and island distance, please go through it. The rays of the sun cannot go beyond the Lokaloka mountain. Therefore, the area between the Lokaloka mountain and the wall of the universe is always dark. The wall of the universe has a thickness of 1 crore yojanas. The Varaha and Narsimha incarnations were not covering the entire earth. Varaha does not mean pig, it means rhinoceros having one tusk. Part 6. The explanation of islands, the rulers of island, the gods responsible for the maintenance of the islands. Whereas Jambudvipa in Mahabhumi was ruled by Swayambhuva Manu as the first emperor. His sons became kings for the other islands. Medatithi ruled Palakshadvipa, Vapushmanta ruled Salamadvipa, Jyotishmanta ruled Kushadvipa, Dutimanta ruled Chwadvipa, Havya ruled Sakadvipa, Savana ruled Pushkaradvipa as first emperors respectively. In Palakshadvipa, Aryaka, Kurya, Vindyaka and Bhavina are the four casters who reside for them. Vishnu in the shape of a moon is the deity. In Salamali Dvipa, Kapila Varna, Chakravaka Varna, Pita Varna and Krishna Varna are the four casters who reside. They are worshippers of Vishnu. In Kushadvipa, Dhami, Sushmina, Sneha and Mandeha are the four casters who reside. For them Brahma is the deity of worship. In Jambudvipa of our earth, Bharat Varsha, Kim Purusha Varsha, Hari Varsha, Ketumala Varsha, Ilavrutta Varsha, Bhadrashava Varsha, Ramyaka Varsha, Hiranyaka Varsha and Kuru Varsha are there. Grandpapa, just as Jambudvipa, the division of continents, existence of Mahabhumi. Another Jambudvipa with bifurcation of regions exists in Earth's hemisphere. Mahabhumi is round with an elevated area in the middle like the shell of a tortoise. This is called Bhumandala. The globe of the earth is, however, like a lemon fruit. Mahabhumi encircles Meru Rekha and extends up to the wall of the Brahmanda. The earth is exactly in the middle of the circle of illumination. Jambudvipa lies encircling the line of Meru mountain, which is in the middle of the Mahabhumi. 7 seas and islands are situated around it. On the earth, the northern hemisphere is called the Deva part and the southern hemisphere is called the Asura part. At the center, which is the equidistant point of the Mahabhumi, is the Meru mountain with a divine glow. It is the habitation of Manus who rule over the humans. Bhugola is the place of humans who are under the rule of Manus. The wheel of illumination is placed on the top of the Srivallabha mountain, which is situated around in the Mahabhumi. Bhugola is, however, different from this. The glowing wheel of illumination, encircled by the 7 orbits, rotates round once in a day. In Mahabhumi, cold, heat, and other climatic changes are less. It is always day there, with no night and no difference in time. It is different in Bhugola only on account of the results of righteous acts of merit. One can reach Mahabhumi. Bhugola is the land of action for earning punya. People with gross bodies have to live on earth. In Mahabhumi, small pralayas do not take place. When the Manu pralayas take place, in Bhugola Yuga pralayas, Mahayuga pralayas, and Manu pralaya happen. Mahabhumi is called Dhatri and Vidhatri. Bhugola is called Mahi, Urvi, Shishti, Prithvi, and Bhumi. Grandpapa, I am now going to tell you about nether worlds. Listen, ghosts live in Atala, Guyakas live in Vitala, demons live in Sutala, and spirits around live in Rasatla. Yakshas reside in Talatala, men's live in Mahatala, and serpents live in Patala.